everyone, today I'm going to be unboxing the Himi Jelly Gouache paint set. I hope that I pronounced that right. I'll also be swatching and painting a cloudy sunset with gouache for the very first time. I've only ever used white gouache mixed in with my watercolors sometimes, so I wanted to see if this was really a great beginner set like I've heard. I got this set off of Amazon for $23.99, and the box is also available in blue and yellow if you're not really a fan of the pink. But anyways, I really wanted to put this gouache to the test as a true beginner and see if I could easily mix the colors, keep the vibrancy, see how everything dries, and so on. My first impression was, wow, this paint set is heavy. I swear it weighs, I'm just guessing, like 3 pounds or something crazy like that. So just keep that in mind if you're planning on using it as a travel palette, paint set, you know. The paints do have a slight smell to them as well, which I'm not used to because my watercolors don't really smell like anything. So I don't know if gouache normally has a smell, but with watercolor, only the Daniel Smith Primatech line really had a strong smell to it, and I guess that was just the smell of the actual minerals in the paint. So I'm not sure with the gouache. Also, I did have to mix the colors with water a few times throughout this video, so I suggest storing in a cool, dark place and possibly misting every now and again if you don't use them for a while, since they do dry out pretty fast. So with that being said, I was really impressed with how vibrant the colors were whenever I opened them up, and later in the video when you see me painting, you know, the swatches were beautiful, the painting was beautiful, or the colors were beautiful, not the painting. But I was really impressed with the vibrancy. I was quite surprised at how creamy all 18 colors were too. And the box design with the removable palette that fits right into the lid is really clever and would be great to travel with, disregarding the weight. But yeah, I just think it's so nice that you could just clean off the palette, wash it off, and just stick it back in the lid, close it. It has a seal, you don't have to worry about anything leaking, hopefully. So while swatching, I really fell in love with the Prussian blue. It was just absolutely beautiful, and there is also a very nice yellow ochre color, which they named earth yellow, I believe. And I originally thought that there were 2 white colors in this palette until I took a look at their color guide, and one of them is actually named pale violet. It's basically white to me, so I had no idea. My brain is still confused, and I'm pretty sure I used it as white for this sunset painting, so it's just pretty funny that I had no idea. And it still worked like white because, you know, I do kind of see it now, like it's just a little tinted, it dries a little bit darker, but honestly I just thought that it was like a darker drying white, but no, it's a pale violet. Keep in mind that I had no idea what I was doing with gouache. I have been watching gouache tutorials for a good while, but there's nothing like actually trying it out for the first time. I wanted to water down the colors so much, but I had to remind myself that it was not watercolor. And I got a little frustrated because of this, and I didn't really know how to blend everything out. It's just weird for me going to white to try to create a gradient. So yeah, I didn't really know how to blend it out, and I just kept going back and adjusting the gradient little by little. It was a struggle. For my first gouache painting though, I think it turned out halfway decent and good enough to show in this video. The reference photo that I chose to paint was captured by a wonderful photographer on Unsplash. You can find tons of free use images on there, and when I saw this photo, I figured it was doable. It wasn't too complicated. The colors are really nice, and I wanted to test out the gradient, but gosh, the gradient was so hard. You're probably going to laugh at me if you're a little experienced with gouache, but at this point in the painting, I became a little more comfortable with the medium, and the bottom of the painting was just so much easier to paint, and I started to blend better. I'm just dotting in the clouds here, which was a lot less stressful for me because I love adding details to paintings, and I typically make my watercolor paintings, especially my animals, pretty detailed. So yeah, towards the end of the painting I also fixed some of the mistakes in the gradient at the top. And my stupid self, I for some reason got the bright idea to mist my painting after it was already completely dry, and it left these like kind of splashes, and the color looked like it was separating and drying darker around the edges of the splash. It's hard to explain, but I tried to fix it, and yeah, it kind of screwed up the top of the painting. But yeah, sorry if you could hear my dog walking around in the background, but she's just getting in her little bed. I really did enjoy mixing the colors, and they created such nice colors that were pretty accurate to the reference photo. There was no weird separation or anything like that. Again, I don't know if that's an issue or not with gouache. I'm just saying. Finally, I'm going in with the rose color, I believe, and I mixed it with what I thought was white, but as you know, it was actually pale violet, and I just used this lovely pink color to add in those light clouds at the top. removing the tape is the most satisfying part of the painting. Just with those crisp lines, isn't it? Unless you find that the paint got underneath somehow. Anyways, I was pretty impressed with this jelly gouache, even though I don't know how to paint with it. I do agree that it's a great beginner set because of all the colors that it comes with and the overall quality of everything. I really hope that this helped you out in choosing your next paint set, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will see you soon if you're subscribed. Bye guys.